What's going on, everybody? Random topic kind of, but I want to talk to you guys about car prices in the United States in general, but also some interesting stuff that's been coming out. I feel like I see it. I don't know if it's just my little bubble quite a bit where they're talking about these CAFE standards. I've been watching videos left and right kind of explaining the price spiral that has happened to the United States car market, especially trucks and SUVs, and pulling some stats out for you. Basically, almost all the cars in the United States that are bought new are SUVs and trucks. I think the number is somewhere around 78%. So it's almost 80% of all the vehicles in the United States bought are SUVs and trucks. So sedans, not very popular if you follow cars at all. I don't remember how long ago it was, but I believe a couple years ago only Ford discontinued all their or was it Chevy that said no more sedans? One of the big two. I don't know. Does Ford still make Fusions? I don't think I've seen a brand new one anytime soon. But I know Chevy for a fact they got rid of the Malibu, as far as I know. I don't know if they brought it back due to some backlash one way or the other, but basically they're like, hey, it's not profitable. We're not making sedans anymore because people don't want the sedans, which can't really blame the car manufacturer, but you can blame the government in a lot of ways. Federal and state government regulations, these CAFE standards, basically fuel economy standards that forced manufacturers to make cars on bigger and bigger footprints to basically loosen and slack their environmental restrictions and commitments they basically have to hit with certain vehicles. All that being said, I don't think there should be any reason a newer truck or SUV should be $100,000. I know during COVID it got really insane. I personally have a person I know that works at a Jeep dealership, and I know they're a salesperson there, and they were selling those Jeep Grand Wagoneers, the big 3-row SUV Jeep, the Escalade of the Jeeps, easily around $80,000 to $100,000 depending on trim levels. And honest to God, if you bought a $100,000 Jeep, somebody should have slapped you right in the face, because that's absolutely insane. I mean, to me, Jeep is known for what, the Wrangler, Willys Jeep, like their old stuff is whatever, but everything I've ever heard about the newer vehicles they make is garbage. Chrysler is not a quality company as far as car reliability goes. And every company, I just passed one a little while ago, big Cadillac Escalade. It's just like, why are we paying so much for the cars? And it's like partially the government regulations, and they're adding more and more tech, and everything went up in price. There's all these other reasons as well. But obviously people are willing to pay the premium. As of right now, today, not so much. Car repos are on the rise. Car prices in general are starting to kind of at least plateau or come down because people just aren't paying. I think it was this past year, actually, we hit the average sale price of a new vehicle in the United States, $50,000. I mean, right now, car payments with interest rates that high, I've been looking at vehicles for me and my family, and I'm looking at something like definitely sub $30,000. Car payment's still like $800 on a 3-year loan with like a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 down payment. $25,000 loan, you end up with over a 3-year term, $800 pretty easily, depending on how good your credit is. I mean, that's insanely high. Like, I know many people around me in my life that have mortgages less than that. Obviously, they're benefiting from those great rates and not crazy home prices that we've seen recently, but still, $700-800 is too much. There's videos left and right. I've seen them. I've watched them. They are kind of funny to me to watch these people be like, hey, what's the highest car payment you ever seen? These dealership people. And they're like, yeah, I sold somebody a fucking Dodge 3500 and they have an $1,800 car payment because their credit's trash, and truck's $115,000. And it's like, it's absolutely insanity. Like, but people pay it because people are dumb enough to do it. There's always somebody out there that's stupid enough to sign the paper for that. But if you're watching this channel, I don't think you're that person. And I actually had a general question for you guys. If you're watching this, I'm not torn because I already know what my decision is, but I'm kind of looking for any reason, like, what are the reasons people justify these huge purchases on cars? I know a classic one is when people get their first job out of college, they make their first adult purchase, the most cringe shit I've ever heard come out of somebody's mouth for a reason to waste money. And then they buy themselves a nice car because they deserve it or whatever. I mean, that's also dumb. I don't know. I don't even know how to. I don't know how you could rationalize that in your head. I would think about it maybe for 3 minutes and be like, yeah, I don't really want a $800 car payment, so I'm just going to avoid doing that. Right now, I'm looking for an SUV. Basically, the only thing I'm torn about is we got baby number 2 on the way, so I'm going to at least need second row, obviously, like a vehicle, like any other vehicle, like a car. But we plan on having more kids, so third row is going to be in the cards pretty soon. If you know anything about SUVs, or you've been looking at buying cars or anything like that, as soon as you put in third row, the prices go way up. To go from like a Honda CR-V, the little sport utility, like the more compact, smaller SUVs, to a Pilot or whatever, as soon as you add that third row, price is going up, baby, and pretty quick. And I don't really want to buy a car right now just to buy another car in 3 or 4 years. When I buy cars like this one, I like to keep it. I mean, I've had this car for 5 years already. I'll keep it as long as until the engine explodes. But I like to keep a car as long as I possibly can, run it into the dirt, because why not? I'm going to try to save money anywhere I can on that one. And right now I'm looking at Toyota Highlanders specifically. And the funny thing about these is you can buy a 2021, a couple years old, that's used 70, 80, 100,000 miles on it for around 30 grand. But you can buy one that's 4 years older than that with maybe 10, 20,000 more miles on it for around 16,000. So you can save about 40% for a 5-year newer car. I mean, you're going to lose, what, a couple safety features and 2 miles to the gallon or something like that, and a stupid-ass automated start-stop button that you have to turn off every single time you get in the car to make your car not shut itself off at every stop sign and every stoplight. Nobody's buying them. I'm watching the prices around my area, Cleveland, Akron, Columbus, all the bigger cities around where I'm at, kind of scoping prices, and I'm watching them slowly. Give it a month, give it 2 months, month and a half, and these prices are getting cut. I just watched 2 of them get cut 3 or 4 grand each. They're like 33 grand, took them down to like 28.5, 30,000, something like that. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying a used car with 100,000 miles for $30,000, man. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not going to do it. This car I bought with 125,000 miles on it. It's just a Honda Accord and whatever, but $5,600. This was pre-complete craziness with COVID and car prices, but still, you can find a pretty nice car, at least when I look at them for the next vehicle, when this one inevitably does break down, around 10 grand. You can find a pretty nice car, sub 10 grand pretty easily. SUVs, like I said, the market's a little bit topsy-turvy. Everybody wants SUVs, trucks, but still, it's getting to the point where money's too tight. People can't justify it. Even the crazy, I want to buy myself a nice little gift because I deserve it argument is apparently going out the window because people are that broke. Like I said, repossessions are on the way up. If anything, I guess that'll work out in my favor, anybody else out there watching's favor, because all these people who bought cars they can't afford, get them repoed, and then go buy the repo for a discount. These companies take the car, auction it, take it to auction, sell it, flip it, just get rid of it, get it off their balance sheet so they don't have to pay their financing fees and things like that. But who knows? I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think, especially if you've bought one recently, because I'm trying to steer far away from a dealership if possible. I'd like to go to the old private seller and find somebody that seems reasonable or is trustworthy. But I mean, the pickings are starting to unslim. It's starting to get a little bit better. It seems like a little bit of more of a buyer's market as we watch prices just kind of steadily fall as everybody in the last 4 or 5 years who bought vehicles they couldn't actually afford either sells them to get out from under it or gets it taken away, I guess. So we'll see. Kind of a random video, just bullshit. Honestly, I didn't listen to anything that really sparked my interest today politically or financially. I know we talked jobs numbers, and we'll get into that tomorrow probably. We got some stock news and things, but other than that, nothing too crazy. So if you got something out of the video, I'd appreciate it if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Holla at me in the comments. I'd like to hear what you got to say, and then I'll catch you guys tomorrow.